Hello, everyone. Welcome once again and Kamagani to another video for एक और टीम जिसके बारे में हम डिस्कस करेंगे। ये टीम जिसने शुरू किया था चैंपियंस के साथ, सबसे सस्ती टीम, मोस्ट जुडिशियसली मतलब इंटेलिजेंटली स्पेंडिंग टीम। इसमें इन्होंने सबसे पहला आईपीएल जीता, उसके बाद ठंडे बस्ते में चले गए। जोश दिखाते हैं, हल्ला बोल करते हैं, शोर मचाते हैं, कभी कभी सेमीफाइनल फाइनल तक पहुंच जाते हैं। But then, they failed to close the deal. They have some great stars. Recently, they gave chances to some amazing talent. They have some strange attitude players as well. And हम उनके बारे में बात करेंगे. So, without further ado, let's start this discussion for Rajasthan Royals. So, this is one of those teams जो मुझे पसंद है. Stadium मेरे को बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है. But then, it's as a team, as overall as who they are and what they do and what they have been doing. I think they have set an example to other teams who initially started high spending, um, and they have shown the world how to do things. But since then, I think भूल गए हैं कि खुद कैसे करना है. So with that, I'll bring in Vasu and Sunit to discuss कि इस बारी auction में क्या हुआ, how do their two team combinations look, इनके strong points क्या हैं, इनके challenges क्या हैं, and what are they going to be, what is going to be their playing 11. So I'll start with Vasu. Vasu, what do you think? What happened during the auction?
I think the auction was decent for them. They had limited choices to make. They were a good team last year. I would say decent team last year. They qualified for the playoffs as well. Uh, they didn't have to make much changes. They traded off Padikal for Avesh Khan. That's a strange decision, I would say. But Padikal was not contributing much because he was not given a favorable position. So no, I think they didn't make it to the playoffs. They didn't make it to the playoffs. Sorry. So
They were in the fifth spot. Yes, they started
yeah, they
very well.
didn't.
They were top of the league for at least for the first half of the tournament, and then they suddenly faded. I think the
Yeah.
major issue was Joss Butler lost form, and they couldn't capitalize. And then they also have my favorite players, our world famous Lappu, who is their captain, who has, I don't know what he does. Quick
Nah.
contribution, nahi, kuch nahi. Anyways, I'll drag on this discussion, but then I want you to carry on and explain what happened to
Yes.
them.
So Josh, sorry, talking about Padikal, coming back to Padikal, they traded off Padikal because unko Padikal at number three they were not able to utilize, neither at number four. So they went for a bowler instead, an Indian bowler who can contribute. But even again, Avesh Khan coming in as a bowling option was a strange choice. But I'm sure they must not have been left with much option. But they got Powell, Robin Powell, who is a good buy, I think, and that's what I think. Their core remains the same, but maybe let's see how it goes on for them.
Okay, I'll go into Sunit. Sunit, so what do you think? What happened? What are the strong points for the team, and where do you see other weaknesses? I'll put on the squad list.
Yeah, the strong points are definitely the batting abilities. I think the players that they have at the top of the order, like Butler, Yashasvi, then we have Dhruv, who's in top form, and Sanju Samson. Though we try to criticize him so many times, but during the IPL, he most of the time it comes good. So if he has a good season, then obviously it's one of the best batting lineups they have. They lack a very genuine all rounder. I can say. So
Yes.
so it'll be very difficult for them to have a good balance because of the all-rounding abilities are not there. All-rounder abilities are not there. It's only Ravichandran Ashwin who has some kind of batting abilities along with his bowling. So I think they will be missing that all-rounder in the team. And going by the first four matches they have, three of them the matches are in Jaipur, and as a ground it is quite big as compared to the other grounds in India. So I think Powell would definitely play a big role. He'll be the big hitter in the team, along with, of course, Butler and Yashasvi. So they have a very good batting lineup, I would say. Bowling
Yes.
also they have Trent Bolt, who has been always successful in the IPL. Then if
So,
you talk about
sorry, go ahead. Continue.
if you talk about the Indian bowler Sandeep Sharma, is an underrated bowler, but always has done his bit whenever required.
So,
Uh,
here's what I want to discuss. So, ek to, Prasidh Krishna is injured. He's out for the season. Um, so, and then as Vasu said, Particle they let go because maybe he might have scored some extra runs. They didn't want it, so उन्होंने सोचा कि वो extra runs opposition को दे देते हैं. So they brought in Avish Khan, जो अपने economy से who will compensate in a negative way, and of course will ensure कि प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा को कोई miss ना करे. One player I'm interested in is Navdeep Saini. Where do you see him fitting in?
yeah, I believe he had a very good season this time around in the domestic front. So probably he might get a nod ahead of Kuldeep Sen. Uh, or
What about
if
Avish
they want to
Khan?
replace him with Sandeep Sharma, uh, then they might go with Navdeep instead of Sandeep. But Avish Khan, they will definitely put him, I believe, in the first 11.
Okay.
Otherwise, it did not make any sense of trading him with, Particle.
And I would
So,
agree. I would agree to Sunit over there, because considering the fact that Sandeep Sharma, in terms of pace, he's more of a swing bowler that we have. Uh, while if we talk about Navdeep Saini, he is quick, a bit quick. So is
mhm.
Kuldeep. Uh, Avesh Khan is quicker. So maybe they may want to use Sandeep Sharma. Sorry, initially,
Initially, yeah.
yeah, or they may want to go ahead and give a chance. But between Kuldeep, Navdeep, and Sandeep Sharma, I think these people will be rotated, and Avesh will be a constant as long as his form allows him. If in case he goes for a hefty economy rate, मुझे लगता है शायद आवेश खान को हम कुछ मैचेस में मुझे लगता नहीं है, लेकिन शायद फिर ऑप्शंस बदलेंगे. बट अभी
Okay.
के लिए आवेश खान हैज अ चॉइस टू, मतलब इज देयर इन द 11 फॉर मी.
Yeah, right.
One more player
Absolutely
that I
agree.
want to discuss about um, is the controversial player. Is rumoredly Sifarshi player Riyan Parag. He had a very good domestic. He had a very good year domestically, but then he hasn't faced the kind of talent or the kind of oppositions that you face in IPL. And he was flexing too much when he did something domestically. Do you think he can translate that form, or he has potential to translate that form, or is it just कि भाई हवा है?
See, I think he did brilliantly in Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament that was concluded. He was a top scorer, if I'm not wrong. But um see, again, he's a young talent. He's a very young talent. बहुत young है. I agree that he has not delivered. He has delivered. He might have delivered in front of local talents in Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament. But इसी तरह से तो नाम बनता है. और
But then,
जिस तरह का
so
एक्सपीरियंस रियान पराग के पास है ऑफ प्लेइंग टैलेंट्स दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, वो एक्सपीरियंस शायद उसको काम आ जाए. एंड होपफुली वो एक अच्छा सीजन दे दे, विच विल हेल्प राजस्थान रॉयल्स. क्योंकि जो हम अभी बात कर रहे हैं कि राजस्थान रॉयल में ऑलराउंडर की कमी है, तो
so
वो
wait. So
ऑलराउंडर का
The reason I
पोजीशन भी
brought
वो
this
फिल कर
up,
सकते हैं.
the reason I brought up Riyan Parag is because his career so far has similarity with one more, you know, talent or supposedly talent who should have delivered big, in the, in internationally and T20 in IPL as well, Prithvi Shaw, um, who had initial fame and that got to his head. He has shown similar tendencies. I'm not saying that he has followed similar example. I'm saying that,
हम
the hype wise.
मैं मतलब मैं I never like to compare two different players. पृथ्वी शॉ अलग है, रियान पराग अलग है. अपॉर्चुनिटीज दोनों को मिली है आईपीएल में. दोनों डिसेंट है, मैं नहीं बोलूंगा बहुत अच्छा खेले हैं दोनों. रियान पराग को उन्होंने हर सीजन में एक ऐसी इनिंग करके चले जाते हैं जिसके बाद उनको राजस्थान रिटेन कर लेती है. So
I mean,
possibly
what
क्या
innings?
पता शायद
This guy
2024 वो
has an
सीजन.
average of this guy has an average of 16 runs. He has played 15 matches in IPL. I don't know what he has done. I mean, how does he? I'm just checking the numbers here.
मैं
They let go of someone like Padikkal who has like 23.5, but then retained, Riyan Parag. Why not trade Riyan Parag? Maybe that means that maybe no one wanted him.
पॉसिबल मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना, क्या पता कि ये रियान पराग का सीजन हो. वी नेवर नो. सो
Hmm.
ही डिड वेल इन स्मैट सैयद मुश्ताक अली टूर्नामेंट. सो आई होप एक अच्छा आईपीएल 2024 करे, so which can help him, but let's see.
Well, Sunit is
Uh,
from Assam, so Sunit would know that this guy is from
of course,
Guwahati.
I would definitely
So
love to see him, come good. He's brash, he's young, so you can sometimes, just ignore that fact that he sometimes acts weirdly. But he has talent, no doubt. Otherwise, without the talent, of course, someone would not do that good in a, you know, domestic tournament.
hmm.
Uh, but when he has been playing with Rajasthan Royals for the past few years,
Yes.
his position was mostly, at number 5 or number 6.
But then you
So
make most of the chances that you get. You cannot complain about
yeah, but
position.
so probably they will try him. What I feel is, going by his current form, probably they will try him at number 4. And if he clicks, you never know. It can be a turnaround tournament for him.
I don't think he will be tried at number 4, because that place should go to Hetman, who did well for them.
Yeah, yeah.
What I feel,
He has been
what
their
I,
best player, Hetmaya.
yeah,
He shouldn't be strive with his position shouldn't be changed.
and what I feel is, see, KK had persisted with Rinku Singh and he had a breakthrough season, and we all know the kind of player he has come up with. This is the same thing which I feel Rajasthan Royals as a franchisee is also doing. They're backing Riyan Parak to come good. I hope one day he comes good as well. Um, he he's talented, no doubt. Yes, he's brash at times, like Sunit said. He's young as well, so he'll learn from his mistakes, hopefully, and deliver a
So
good performance there.
hopefully he calms down and maybe better sense prevails and he starts delivering. So okay, so another player before I move on to the playing 11, another player that I wanted to quickly discuss is Adam Zampa. Um, and we even before when we were doing like a preview before we got onto this recording, no one ever mentioned him. We have our WhatsApp chat, and there are we're discussing numbers and all those things. Adam Zampa, no one spoke about him. What's going to happen with him?
See again, see, when you have Ashwin and Chahal in your 11, or rather in your squad, would you like to add Zampa to it? No, I
But they
don't think.
did. Why did they do that? That's my question.
No. So I'm talking. They have it. See, every position or every specialty needs a replacement player as well as a backup. So that's how they have chosen him. So maybe Rajasthan will go with the three overseas player strategy that they followed mostly last season.
Yeah.
But in case, unfortunately, if somebody is injured, they need to get Zampa in.
Hmm.
That's how.
Okay.
That's
Absolutely.
how. That's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. So basically, he is like a third spinner who probably might get a match. Otherwise, he's just there for the, for the travel and food.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
he
look
will
at the.
travel Amir Fort. He will travel and visit Amir and Nargar Fort.
बहुत ही बढ़िया, ये ऐसी होनी चाहिए लाइफ, नहीं करोड़ों कमाओ और घूमो फिरो। um, तो देखते हैं अपन अपना प्लेइंग 11। so this is how the playing 11 by combined by everyone when discussions came up was suggested. I think there was some debate about Riyan Parag, but then some excellent numbers were put forward about the domestic circuit again. And Dhruv Jurel, of course, we cannot. Now, here's my question: who's going to keep, Samson or Jurel?
Samson.
Samson.
Why not Dhruv?
See, again, it's just a matter of 20 years. As a captain, if you are a keeper, you would like to maybe be behind the stumps because that helps a lot in taking the DRS calls as well. So that's how I feel Sanju Samson will feel that he may have a better view of the situation behind the stumps, and that's the
Okay.
reason he should stay behind the stump.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
have a question. I think
I agree
Sunit,
with
we were
you.
discussing. We were
Hmm.
discussing earlier. This team has the major weakness is lack of all rounders. They have specialized batsmen and bowlers.
Right.
Um, so why didn't they go for all rounders during the auction?
So yeah,
I'm not sure why they didn't go, because this looking at the team, looking at the squad, you definitely see, anyone will say that, who has some knowledge about cricket will say that, something's wrong with this team because they don't have a genuine all-rounder. So, I think they would definitely miss one during the tournament as the tournament progresses, and that might be the undoing, when the playoffs come,
I
if they qualify for the playoffs.
I think this is one team which will be heavily banking on the impact player concept, and that is where again, as I said earlier, ये तीन ओवरसीज प्लेयर की स्ट्रैटेजी से जाएंगे और उसमें अगर वो पहले बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं तो मे बी दे विल गो विद 5 bowlers which is Avesh,
Hmm.
Ashwin, Sandeep slash Navdeep Saini slash Kuldeep Sen, Trent Bolt and Yuzvendra Chahal. Last year, uh, Chahal was used as a impact player sub, and they can bring in Robin Powell, who can be their fourth overseas player, a batsman who can come and hit big at the death. So, and vice versa, if they are batting first as well, they can go with this combination and bring in Yajuvendra Chahal as a sub, as an impact sub.
Which they did last year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there we go. So, Sunit, you have any closing comments before we wrap this up? And where do you think Rajasthan Royals is going to finish this year?
Well, I'd definitely like to see them, winning one more tournament. Because I, being from Rajasthan, my second home now. So, and then, Rian is also there. So, yeah. So, but I think if the bowling and batting, you know, are coming good together, they might make it to the top four because they have a good batting lineup, and the bowling is
Okay,
not also not that bad. You know,
okay. Well, so we're almost out of time. Very quickly, what do you think?
Quickly, I feel that there are players who are in good form in terms of when I say batsmen, some quality players in form of Butler, Bolt. So I feel again that they can make it to the playoffs. But the only challenge they cannot win the title because the kind of combination that they are playing. This is what I feel at this point of time. But हो सकता है क्या पता? We never know.
Okay.
They may end up
Well,
winning the title, but I think they are going to the playoffs this time.
yeah. So even I would like to see them in the playoffs. Although I don't like Sanju Samson, I think he's one of those players who is overhyped, oversold. Apart from 1 year when he did something, he hasn't done anything much, which has been their weakness as well. They are heavily dependent on Yashashvi and Joss Butler to give them good starts, and then Hetmeyer to carry them in the middle order. Which and after that is nothing. If they can figure out that nothing and fill in some spaces there through Parag contributing or Dhruv Jurel coming in, and maybe if this year Sanju Samson does something to ask for and warrant for an actual IPL, his entry into the World Cup T20 squad, which he his fans always ask for, without showing any relevant performance. Maybe he'll perform and get there. So I think if they can figure those out and judiciously using their impact substitute, then impact player, then I think they should be इनको करना चाहिए. So I hope to see them in the top four, and maybe we'll see how this goes. So thank you, Vasu and Sunit, for joining. We'll connect again. I think we'll be reviewing a big team tomorrow.
Thank you. Take care,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.